All righty. Thanks for joining. I'm going to give it a few more minutes since we had over 50 people sign up. I can't imagine this will be all of us for now, but thanks for joining. I'm going to go ahead and screen share. You're going to see so many tabs open. Hi. I'm going to try to screen share a window instead of my whole screen. Awesome. Can everybody hear me? I'm being heard, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Awesome. Lady, alert me if 1 second, if I'm not sharing the right window. Because sometimes I have a few windows open. So awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm just going to give it 1 more minute. Yep. 1 more minute. Hello. Thanks for joining. I'm going to try to make this as engaging as possible, give some news updates, as well as I will be giving a product overview. I'm going to be on video, but no pressure to anybody else. Just give me 1 more minute just for others to join. For those of you who I've not spoken to in a while, I'm glad to see you joining. And then there's some that I know that registered that I've never spoken to. So that's also exciting. So how it's going to work real quick is if you all have questions, please feel free to chat them. However, just know that while I'm presenting, it's going to be very hard for me to see what people are chatting. So I will reserve questions to the end, not because I'm not enthusiastic about answering them. I'm very much am. So I will allot sufficient time at the end for everyone's questions. And yeah, so just feel free though. You don't have to memorize them. You could just chat them, even if I'm not able to look at them right away. So to be respectful of everyone's time, I'm going to get started because I know some people will just come later. So let me go ahead and dive straight in. We see everything on full screen, right? I just want to make sure I'm on the right. Yes. Okay, perfect. So I'm Catalina. For those, the majority of you probably know of me, even if you've never met me. So I'm the CEO and co-founder here at LoanSense, and I'm really excited because we launched our lender platform about a year ago, and since then we've added some pretty amazing enterprise capabilities. I want to make sure to let as many people know as possible. So our hope is that our enterprise capabilities will not just help at the loan officer level, but help brands be able to automatically notify assigned loan officers on loans that we could turn from unqualified to qualified. So that's really the basis of being here today. But of course, I would not want to be here just to tell you about one thing. I want to make sure to give you all value by providing some student loan updates, answering any questions, even if it's borrower specific. I'm happy to do that. And then lastly, end with just a call to action, as in, would you want your leadership to learn more? We also have a next product release coming up if you'd want your lender to join a wait list for that as well. That's our end call to action. So agenda today, I just kind of went over it, but we'll be talking about student loan updates, results to date, product update, and of course, answer your questions. So I'm going to dive straight into the news. Again, please, any clarifying questions, do not hesitate to chat. As I mentioned, I love questions because then I know I can add value to you all. Um, Okay, so I want to quickly update because there's been a lot of questions from loan officers, whether it's on our YouTube channel, as well as through email about what's happening in the student loan world, what's the impact on mortgage. First and foremost, Biden rolled out what's called the SAVE program. The SAVE program, the reason it actually really can help and also hurt loan officers and lenders is that Biden has increased the limit by which someone has to earn in order to make a payment at all. That means a family of four can earn up to $67,000 before they have to make a payment at all, which means they could literally earn up to $67,000 and have a $0 student loan payment. Okay. And that, of course, as you all know, could have a negative impact because if you're trying to qualify them for an FHA loan, then $0 is no good. You have to use 0.5%. So we've even had lenders send people to us to get people out of $0 payments, right? So the positive is that it can lower people's payments, Biden's new program, but the negative is that it could have negative repercussions on items like FHA, and also Freddie does not allow for $0 payment, right? One other good news for the SAVE program, though, is that there's no more in income-driven plans, no more negative amortization, which means that a borrower can get student loan forgiveness every single year instead of waiting at the end for their balance to pile up, which, of course, in lending, if you're going to use a percentage and they have a piling up balance, that can negatively impact the mortgage, right? So the good news with the SAVE program is there's no more negative amortization, which means no more. If they borrowed $50,000, they won't owe $55,000 because of accumulating interest. This new program has taken away negative amortization. Really excited about that piece. The next piece of news I wanted to come with you all because it's very relevant. And in fact, I would say we're helping some lenders send out this update to their database to engage with borrowers based on the income-driven repayment waiver program. It's extended until April 30th of 2024. And why it's relevant to you as a lender is that it allows payments made in arrears to count towards student loan forgiveness, and it allows for borrowers to get up to 3 years of no payments, including an additional 3 from the pandemic pause, all counted as payments. And that literally means if you get more counted payments, the borrower has fewer payments they need to make in order to get their debt forgiven. A loan officer may send us a borrower to lower their payment and lo and behold, find out that the person may actually qualify to get their loans forgiven based on this special waiver program. Okay. I spoke very quickly about that and used some lingo. So ask me for clarifying questions about that. But basically, if you send out, if your database, has people with student loans and you want to inform them and update them about this income-driven waiver program that they could possibly get additional forgiveness, that's a great way to re-engage in this market with those you might have spoken to 3 to 4 or 5 months ago, right? And then lastly, Biden announced last week that he's going to work on the next coming months automatic debt cancellation for borrowers who earned under $12,000 and their accumulating interest has stacked up to be more than what they borrowed. Those are individuals that the administration is targeting for debt cancellation because they tend to be borrowers who earn less, get community college degrees, and aren't necessarily experiencing and having great outcomes from their education. So just wanted to do that quick announcement. That's the news. Again, please chat the questions and I will update them. So I'm going to go, because I know there's probably some people at this presentation today who, the one way, if you do want a question asked, you can also unmute yourself and chime in. I don't mind that either, to build some more engagement. I'm going to move, though, from news to a few slides about what LoanSense has been up to lately. And since I know there's some new people, I'm going to do a product demo of our current capabilities as well as what our January launch is, just as an FYI. So what we do for borrowers and members, and I say members because we've onboarded our first credit unions, very excited about that, is we lower student loan payments by improving debt to income and home affordability. We're seeing an average of $50,000 to $80,000 in 21 days at this interest rate. For lenders, that obviously boosts revenue by helping borrowers afford more homes. So that makes for larger loans, and it helps prevent loan decline. And this launch update is about how we're automating notifications to loan officers when we're able to produce these results based on their borrower data. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about results today. We have over 2,000 loan officers across 194 lenders, IMBs mostly, and we are actually rolling out a GSE test and learn to see if our data could also hopefully be used in the underwriting system, because my vision is that all the way from when you pull credit to when there's a decision through LPA or DU, we're flagging student loan borrowers throughout the process. Okay, that's really my vision. If we could flag potential borrowers that would otherwise get declined, or borrowers that it could afford more, whether it's from pre-application, pulling credit, all the way to underwriting, that's my vision. So we are allowing lenders right now, and this is part of our update, to send us their pipeline data on a weekly clip or a bi-weekly clip, so that they can send us, for example, 776 loans you see right here, and we can help them instantaneously analyze of the 776 trade lines that get pulled in through Encompass or Empower. The ones with student debt, 356 of them with student debt could get a reduction. Average reduction in this particular data crunch was 556 at 7% fixed. That's about an 83,000 boost. What's amazing is these 356 people we can help. We can identify based on the lender criteria if they've turned from unqualified to qualified. The lender gets to define that. We're going to talk about that in our demo, what that means. And we can then instantaneously alert the assigned loan officer, right? Here's another weekly pipeline review of a Midwest lender. They sent us their pipeline and pre-application pipeline, and we identified about 40% of individuals who can get in a reduction average of 350 to 370. And we, out of the 136 people they sent us, 35, based on their definition, essentially had a significant improvement, which is an over 5-point debt to income reduction, or we move them from above a 45 to below a 45 in terms of debt to income. That's about 25%, so a quarter of borrowers we're able to identify as like high value for the lender and alert their assigned loan officer. Of these specific 35 individuals that the assigned loan officer should be having a conversation about going toward and using the LoanSense product to reduce their student loan payment. Okay, so I wanted to give a few testimonials across our borrowers. So feedback across our borrowers is that we asked, how would you feel if you could no longer use our product and service? And an overwhelming majority, almost 90%, said disappointed or very disappointed. And we have a net promoter score of 81% across borrowers in terms of recommending the LoanSense product or service. That makes us very excited and happy. And then, of course, here's a prime lending production manager who sent us someone during the Christmas holiday, and she states that we expedited the documentation needed, and we also helped her client get a pretty significant amount of forgiveness. And then, of course, borrowers, this is Alex. He was declined prior, very similar to my personal story, actually declined prior. And we helped him boost his affordability after the student loan reduction by about $150,000. So that's great. So now real quick, let's talk. Now I'm going to demo our product and show our current capabilities. So for those of you who are current loan officers using our product, who are joining this call, you already have seen our current capability, but I want to start with current capabilities so that I could show you how we've added to them. Okay. So first and foremost, for those who are new to LoanSense or have just learned about us, essentially our current product, any loan officer can go ahead right now and sign up for their own dashboard at lender.myloansense.com. I'm going to ask lady from my customer success team to go ahead and chat this link lender@myloansense.com. You could literally, it takes under 3 minutes to sign up if you're a loan officer, and you get access to this dashboard here. You will not have data populate because when you first come, you won't have borrowers you have invited yet. So you won't have data here, but you will get this dashboard. And our current capabilities right now essentially will, a current capability that we rolled out last year that we're adding to will allow a loan officer to get back the borrower data as they go through the LoanSense process. When they sign up, schedule an appointment, submit their paperwork, ready for a DTI calculation, you'll get that individual data. We also have 2 ways loan officers can throw the borrower over to the fence to us. And I say that figuratively here, but essentially you have, when you sign up for the dashboard, you have a lead capture link, which looks something like this, that identifies you as a loan officer with your NMLS and methods of contact, right? Here's another example. Our product will also allow, if you have your own website or landing page, to even make LoanSense a tool under your website. Student loan calculator. This is Kyle Seagraves from Win the House You Love. He helps originate with Allied First Bank, and he's put our product, for example, on our site. You could access that by just signing up at lender.myloansense. You have a lead capture link, and we also provide embed code so that you could list it on your website. Very easy. It's turnkey. It's like putting up a YouTube video. A second method is, let's say you have a student loan borrower come in, or we have a relationship with your enterprise where we can set up an automated alert to you. We will automatically send you an email, but you could also, let's say a borrower has questions, you can come in and talk through their scenario with them through our product. I'm sorry, one second. I, of course, have some software. They're messaging me of software on my computer updating. Sorry about that. Okay. Annual income is $80,000. I'm just going to make up a scenario for the purposes of this demonstration. $80,000, $80,000 in student loan balance, the 4 required fields, let's say 6.8% interest, family size of 4. There's advanced settings on the mortgage product, a 30-year fix. I'm going to put 7.5% interest rate with a 3% down payment. And we can show, and this is the data that we will send back in email, what the student loan reduction is and the DTI improvement. But this is what borrowers tend to care about: the reduction in payment of $817, boosted affordability of $84,000. And then, of course, the loan officer can directly invite the borrower right here. We've updated this invite even to include when the borrower is closing, what's the max their payment, what product you're considering them for, and then the main reason for invite. This is really important because then we know what, according to your borrowing criteria, the house are looking for, what is the max payment they can get. We can't promise we could work with it, but at least knowing this is super helpful. Yes.
Kat, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think it's not showing in your screen, but you're presenting right now.
Yeah,
oh my God.
yeah,
I
you did
can't
the same thing
believe
up there for
that. Oh my God. Okay, so it shows that I'm sharing a window, and I guess it's not. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I'm talking through this. Give me 1 second. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I'm talking through this entire thing. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna share my entire window, even if you could see everything, because I'm sorry. I swapped screens. I'm so sorry. And I was unaware that it wasn't showing because I can't see my own face. Okay. Can you all see now the product? I'm so sorry.
Yes, you got it.
Okay. So basically what I was saying is when I'm just going to step back a few steps. You can sign up for this dashboard at lender.myloansense, and then you basically will get a dashboard that looks like this without borrower data, right? And once you invite them, you'll start to get their data that populates in this dashboard when they schedule, when they submit their paperwork, when their DTI is ready for calculation, right? I wanted to show that there's a couple ways to get borrowers to us after we notify you. If we roll out with the enterprise, if we don't roll out to the enterprise, it's a manual, like you come into the dashboard, which we want to move beyond. But essentially, this lead capture link right here, you click it, it copies, and you open it, and you will have your own product like you see here, identifying who you are as a loan officer, your NMLS, your contact information. So you could share this link and have borrower self-serve. We also have capability that you could take our product and put it directly on, like if you have your own website, your own landing page, here's a loan officer who put our product as a student loan calculator on their site. So literally they can have their own headers and everything, and they just launch our product straight into a tool on their website. There's an example. And what I was showing you basically is in the client invite, essentially to generate quickly, I'm just use $80,000 income, 80,000 in student debt. I'm going to use a 6.8% interest on their student loan and a family size of 4. I'm going to tweak the advanced settings, 7.5% interest rate, 30-year fixed, 3% down payment. And we can quickly estimate. This is the data, though, that we would email to you in our current capabilities. We can show you, okay, 817 in reduction, taking someone from 921 to 104, and what this boosted purchase power would look like. Borrowers care about what this numbers look like. When we alert you, it looks slightly different, which I'll show you in a second. Then at the client invite portion, we've added this for loan officers who have been using our product for the last year. We've added this optional field to include when is the expected close date for the borrower, what's the max the student loan should be, and what is the mortgage product. And the reason why this is so helpful is because when we have this information and they come through to LoanSense, we can actually give them information based on what their loan officer is saying their maximum payment is. And it will help us more directly be able to coordinate with you so that if we can't get your borrower what you would like them, we can also communicate with you ASAP as soon as you send them to us, right? So this optional information, although we say it's optional, is still hugely valuable, especially if a reduction is needed in order to close on that mortgage, right? So I wanted to show this, and then you send them to LoanSense. This is what our product does right now. There's a few additional capabilities. And of course, we still have all our sales and marketing content available for premium subscribers. But what we added to our capability now is what I would like to show you all, which is, I'm now going to go back to the slides on our current capabilities. Sorry about that little mix up. Is we have an automated data analysis, which I've talked about a little. Essentially what that means is in step 1, instead of estimating through the product I just showed, the lender will send us their pipeline data and will automatically alert the loan officer of what the reduction is. So there's no longer a manual step in step 1. And then the loan officer can then send the borrower to us, and step 2 and 3 still operate the same. But essentially what step 1 is once we get the lender to share the pipeline data, loan officers, instead of manually crunching numbers, will receive something like this. Hi, Jason, that's a loan officer. Your client results for this week's pipeline essentially will look like this, and we'll detail client 1, Jane Doe, loan ID 000 is projected to reduce their student loan payment from 965 to 252, which will result in a debt to income ratio improvement from 46 to 41. For example, client 2 in their pipeline assigned to this specific loan officer, Jason, will reduce their student loan payment from 421 to 104, which results in a debt to income ratio improvement of 33 to 28. We will give instructions on how to get started. We also can provide information, obviously scripting to help the loan officer talk the borrower through this information, as well as doing an estimation. I know I talked about a lot of things, so let me pause to see if there's any questions about this. And I know I said I'd take questions at the end, but I'm going to take a little bit of a pause before I show some other capabilities to see if there's any questions actually about this, because I feel like I've said many, many things, and I want to.
So we can invite folks once we get that. I just opened up one of those dashboards and logged in. I don't know if I had one prior, and I got it all up and running on another screen.
Yep.
Through that, I can invite my, and send it out to my customers. Here's LoanSense. I talked about it. Log in.
Yes, absolutely.
From the dashboard.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, people are saying they can't see the screen. Okay. Okay, great. Yeah, chime in with any other questions. Otherwise, I'll look at the screen again towards the end. Yeah, you can get, so what I just showed you right now, how to invite, you could do that right now. What our capabilities now include that we've updated as part of the January update is we can automate this reduction to you in email when we engage at the lender level. So for example, if you think your brand would like us to, we'll do a completely free preliminary pipeline analysis where we show the uplift. And then the enterprise can set it up, and that will allow you all to automatically receive an email instead of manually going in and typing in any numbers yourself. So if you're interested in potentially having us show this automated capability to you and or your leadership, just let us know. You could chat, or also we'll have a form at the end. And the form at the end is literally takes 1 minute to fill out. You just express interest in having somebody learn more. We also have an additional product you can sign up for, that we're working on at the end as well. So again, step 1 right here is now automated, where we can alert you, and you're not required to go into lender.myloansense.com to crunch the number, but of course you still can, okay, to answer that question. So the next thing is we have full administrative capability. That literally means that, I'm going to show this screen now. That literally means when a brand signs up and has, let's say, 110 loan officers. 1 second. Oh, here it is. Oh man, I just closed the screen of the demo. It's going to load 1 second. So basically what we're able to do is we have full admin capability. So let's say ABC lender, it's 110 loan officers. The administrator can see what loan officers have access to LoanSense and what loan officers are inviting borrowers and what the borrower results look like. So for example, from the loan officer dashboard, they can click on the loan officer and see what clients they've invited through. And they can even go ahead and see the data at the client level of their engagement with LoanSense. So we've now included an admin capability. So if we have brands with 110 loan officers, they can know which loan officers are inviting individuals and what kind of results their brand is getting as a result of automating alerts and having loan officers be able to pull individuals through. Okay, that's product update number 2. Is there any questions about that? I think it's pretty straightforward. And then lastly, and I am glad because at the end of this, I want to allocate a good 15 minutes to your all's question, is we're rolling out now a standalone consumer student loan servicer document pull. So you know how right now in the mortgage process, if someone needs to go verify their bank activity, a lender will use a service like Fiserv or Plaid, where the borrower will go in, enter their credentials, and then it'll pull bank data for underwriting. No such service right now exists to help lenders pull student loan documents because the credit report doesn't generally update for like 90 days. And so what LoanSense is doing right now, we're building. And so part of the form, lady, if you don't mind chatting the form into the chat, the bit.ly link, which is right here, LoanSense directly pull. I wanted to share that we're taking lenders who are interested in joining the wait list as well. We're going to launch this soon. Essentially, the letter right here at the end of the 21 days that from Mohila or the various servicer that gets the final reduced payment. Right here, for example, their payment is 181. The requirements for underwriting that they have at least 12 months and that the date that they pay is within 60 days of the close date. Those are the requirements. We can help the borrower pull it. So how the process would work is, instead of the lender sending the borrower off, they may or may not get the right documents. The lender can send them a link. The borrower visits the link and permissions a connection. And we provide the student loan letter directly to the lender contact for that link. Okay. And so we're building out that as a standalone product to lenders if they so choose. So that is the next product capability we are going to be rolling out soon. And essentially, next steps, if you think that the automated data alert on the reduction, your lending institution even defines what turns an unqualified borrower to qualified, and you automatically get an alert. If you think that's interesting and your leadership should learn and know more about that, especially in this market where every loan counts, you can go to bit.ly/LoanSense direct pull. I think Lady chatted it. And then we're happy to talk to your leadership team. And also in the same form, you could sign up for the wait list to be the first lenders to roll out our direct loan servicer document pull. So now that I'm done with my spiel here, I will go ahead and gladly take questions. If you have any additional questions, here's our contact information, lender@myloansense.com with our phone number. So let me go to the chat screen so I can see questions now. Or people can jump in however they'd like.
So somebody calls me right now and I pull their credit and I see the student loans and I just want to send them a link without sending it through my, dashboard. What link are we using? Link to get into the LoanSense for themselves.
You would have to, okay, so.
You want to get it out of the dashboard?
Yes. Okay. So what you would do is you would go to, let me share my screen again so that I can show you this very specifically, because we love to get people answers to get their borrowers to us, right? So essentially, once you sign up, right, it's called lead capture link. If you want to just get them started, right, you could literally click that. It copies to the clipboard and you could literally put it in your email. You could put it on your social media, wherever. It will, the format of the link will be myloansense.com/C, which stands for consumer / usually first name, last name.
Yep.
This link will be your own individual link. They can estimate the reduction and go like, let's say they can go straight to the sign up right here. If they've never spoken to you, for example, and now we'll know that they're being sent through you. Do you see? Partner equals whoever you are. So they can estimate their reduction here and then come straight to sign up based on your unique link. And literally you go into the dashboard, you click lead capture link, it'll copy, and then you can paste it anywhere, email, social media. And then you don't have to, after you copy this link, you can even bookmark it so that every time you want to send a link, you don't have to try to log into a dashboard or remember it. It'll already be bookmarked and then you could send it out. We'll even have some loan officers just put it as, at the end of their email signature. So then anytime they'll like, hey, at the end of my email signature, you can access this link, they'll add it as a resource at the end of their email signature, for example.
Can I do just a real quick what if? I mean, the thing is pretty easy. I've used it before.
Yes.
Lack of a better words, my own daughters, both of them. One of them's like at $112,000, but it's asking, does she work for a nonprofit or profit? It's a hospital cancer center. I'm not sure the answer to that.
Are you talking about in the consumer platform? Or are you talking about as she goes
consumer, not lender, consumer.
Yeah.
It's just a consumer trying to get qualified to that thing. And it from last time I had messed with it months ago, it's getting more sophisticated. It's good. Well, what do you have a spouse? Yeah. What does he or she make? Does he or she have student loans? And does that person work for a profit? What I'm asking you generally is that you should get a higher, I don't know what higher income is in anybody's area. Higher income folks are not going to qualify for any of this consolidation, negotiation and stuff you guys do. I'm asking.
Okay. Yeah. So it's all about debt to income. It's not about income. We've helped doctors earning 300, 400,000 get loan forgiveness. It's not about the income. It's about the debt relative to the income. So if they earn, so the closer, the rule of thumb I like to use is the closer to 75% student loan balance to income or higher, the more likely they're going to get forgiveness. So if she has 112,000 of debt and she doesn't earn 112,000, well, I don't know what she earns. The more
Yeah.
her debt is relative to her income, the more likely she is going to get forgiveness. It has nothing to
Okay.
do with an income. There is no income cap.
That is huge because that particular girl, daughter, she's at 112 and owes 120. But it did ask for the spouse's income, and he does not have student loans. You follow
Okay,
me?
well, we can especially help individuals who are married understand the implication if they go into this program. Now is especially a good time because if they file their income taxes separately, the government will not consider their spouse's income, and as a result, they can get a reduction based on their own income.
So, but they have to have filed the tax return separately.
Well, the thing is, right now is about to enter tax season, so it's a perfect time to
Oh, I
know
see.
about the
To go ahead and do
value.
it for the reason of this reason.
Right, right. So to go ahead and know about the value, and then we have a marriage tax calculator automatically in our software, and we will let them know, hey, this coming tax year, consider filing separately because your payment will be this instead of this. It'll be 400 instead of 900, whatever the amounts are. We'll let them know. And then we're not a CPA, so they can go talk to a CPA or their tax accountant to understand what more do we have to pay in
Is it
taxes.
worth it to do it this way?
Right,
Yeah.
but generally, the tax savings from filing joint does not exceed the savings on the student loan piece.
That's exactly what I was getting at. Okay.
Yeah, so we can help them with all of that. So as you could see, even though we help with the mortgage lending process, we're much more advisory and consultative when it comes to fully understanding your student loans, even beyond the mortgage process.
What if
Does that make
somebody
sense?
got in there? What if she got in there and the question, do you have a spouse and what's he make and it's nonprofit? What if she just duped it and went past it? Does it come out in the wash later? Hey,
Well,
she's
you don't
married,
want to
got
do
it in.
that. You don't want to do that because we can't help a borrower with their
You don't have all the
scenario.
correct information.
Right. We can't
Okay.
help them. So what we're going to do is we don't want to misfile or misenroll them.
Yeah.
We rather
Yeah.
help them. We rather have them answer it accurately. And then
Yeah.
when we meet with them, we can help them understand if you file separately, this is what will happen. And we will go in and change the results based on the action they want to take. And then they can have a full picture rather than coming in
Okay.
with half the information. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. That first thing you said, it's not income driven. It's a percentage of the loan to income. That's a huge
Yeah, it's all about the
knowledge
debt
thing.
to income. It's all about
Debt
the
to
debt
income.
to income. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Because
Not debt to income ratio like we calculate. You mean the amount of debt compared to the income. Yeah.
right. The amount of, okay, to clarify, it's all
What is
about
a
the
ratio?
student
Yeah.
loan balance relative to their income. It's not about, there is no income cap.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, no, I really appreciate that. The amazing.
Why couldn't I go through there and answer it for her if she's just being a hard headed as long as I answer correctly? Just do a what if, this is what we could.
Yeah, you can, but would you do that for every borrower if they were not
No,
your
I'm just
daughter?
talking about using my daughter as like a test case.
Oh, yeah, you can. Just don't use your lender email address, just
Yeah.
don't use your lender email address because,
Yeah. Yeah.
just use a different email address.
Yeah. Okay.
But the reason it's really important we have borrower self-serve is because then they consent to their own.
Oh, I
They
understand.
consent to their own data. Yeah.
She just would be a good, trial before I get into it, a full blown person,
Oh, yeah,
or a customer.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have lots of
Yeah.
lenders who will
She'd say, go
then.
ahead, run with that, see what you can do, that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks for those questions, James.
I hope it helps. I don't know. Help me. That thing about it's not, the doctor making it's not driven that way. It's income. It's your debt, student loan debt as a percentage of your income.
Yep.
That's huge.
Yep.
Huge. Because I think both of my daughters, when I sent them a link originally, they were like, Dad, I'm going to make too much. And not necessarily. No, it's not like, now I could say it's not like that at all. So.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thanks, James. Does anybody
You're
else
welcome.
have a question?
Rodney does.
No, I think Rodney actually just left. He did a webinar with me recently, so I think I've answered a lot of his questions.
Yeah.
Already. Anybody else or James?
This thing is evolving. This thing of yours, LoanSense, is evolving right before our eyes. Like a lot of, I call them apps, like a lot of things that are out there now.
Yeah.
Like points are, it started out as really basic, and then it got into heavier stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, we're definitely updating our product. Every new policy release, we're updating. Rodney,
Yeah.
please ask your question. He raised his hand.
I did. Hi. So I checked in a little bit late. Couple of questions that
Of course.
may have addressed. So how do the payments get reduced? Do you like the terms get extended, or because I heard you use forgiveness? I don't really get this.
Okay, so the terms do not get extended, and a lot of instances people will have consolidated and get their loans into like 30-year terms or something. With us, what we do is we get people into plans based on their income. And so what will happen is your payment period is based on many factors, including your employer type. What we do is we qualify people for a more affordable payment, and what that they can't pay, we qualify them for. If you think about taxes, you know how there's tax credits, right? We qualify people for interest subsidy credits on their student loan. So essentially, let's say someone's payment's 800, the government says you can only afford 200. That 600 a month gets on track to get forgiven. And it depends on what plan they enroll in. With Biden's new SAVE program, there's no negative amortization, which means that the balance gets forgiven every single year so that it doesn't keep piling up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it qualifies them for a form of loan forgiveness. It doesn't just extend out their loan term.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. So just kind of looking through when you were talking there, are a couple of, it looks like there's two different plans. What are the, can you talk about those? I have
Yeah.
like a basic plan and then a super duper plan. One was 250 and one was like 50 or something. What are the,
Okay. I'm sorry. You're talking about the consumer side. So the consumer side, essentially, it's 249. The 249 gets them assigned a student loan advisor, and we'll
Oh, I
enroll
see.
all their paperwork. We'll liaise with them post close, and we'll support them for the year. If someone's not sure they want to move forward, they want to explore a more digital version where we don't enroll their paperwork right away, that's what the 50 is for. But the lender sends somebody, it's essentially a link to the 249. We do everything concierge for them, especially
Okay.
if they're trying to close. We will enroll all their paperwork. They can meet with us. We'll do all of that. That's included in the 249. At the lender enterprise level, just so you know, what we do with lenders we roll out with is we charge a small fee per borrower to do the analysis and crunch the numbers automatically based on people entering in their pipeline. And then we send out automatic alerts. So you, Rodney, for example, would receive, let's say you had in this week's pre-application pipeline, you had 3 borrowers that can reduce their student loans. The lender gets to define what turns unqualified to qualified. We'll automatically alert you, Rodney, hey, borrower loan ID XYZ, these 3 borrowers can get a reduction. We'll state what the reduction is, what the DTI improvement is. Then you'll get an automatic alert and you'll know, okay, this is a borrower, we can reduce their student loan by $500, another borrower by $400, another borrower by $150, right? And then you can go ahead and get those particular borrowers started in the LoanSense journey.
Okay.
So the enterprise or the lender would pay a small fee by the borrower for us to do that analysis. And then we let the lender decide how they want to manage the borrower fee. They can let the consumer pay for it themselves and credit at close if they'd like. We have different options for the borrower fees based on our lender agreements as well.
Okay. Okay.
I wonder, did I answer both your questions?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just thinking through this because I don't really have a lot of loans. Well, first of all, I don't have enough loans, but the other is that I don't really have a lot that recently that have student loans. So I'm wondering if I was looking at something, and is there a tool or marketing thing to be able to use this to reach clients or potential clients anyway, and give them an option. I'm thinking of a lady that I pre-qualified years ago that could have used this. She had
So
her
yeah,
minimum payments were like $1,000 a month or something. It had like $100,000 that she owed. It was unreasonable, and she just couldn't do anything. And this probably would have saved her a ton of money. She didn't make that much money, so.
yeah, it would have. So you would just go to lender.myloansense.com and sign
Mhm.
up. And this would enable you to get your own links and dashboard. You would have your own lead capture links right here that identify you. You could
Mhm.
even take the product and put it on your website if you have that. And also the training and marketing tab has all of these different, we have email, social media assets, all these different things are available on the marketing side. Loan officers can sign themselves up. And then, yeah, we also have, enterprise capabilities with brands, but that's the answer at the
Okay.
loan officer level.
Okay. Sounds good.
But you could get started just by signing up at lender.myloansense.com. If you do think that this is an interesting proposition for your brand, anybody, because I know we're literally at 1 minute now, you could raise your hand and we can follow up. Or again, lady chatted the link. You can just self-identify yourself just by filling out the link, bit.ly. Oh, and she also, to sign up for the dashboard, it's lender.myloansense. And if you want to identify yourself for a demo of our instantaneous and automated triggers to loan officers and or sign up for the document pull waitlist, it's at bit.ly/LoanSense direct pull is the link.
Thank
So
you.
I know we're at time, but I'm happy to stay for any additional questions. Otherwise, we will, I just want to make sure that to stay on enough for anyone to get the links, or if you want to raise your hand and identify yourself for us to follow up with, and that's easier for you, we can do that as well. Thank you, Rodney and James, for your questions.
You are most welcome.
Any other questions? Otherwise, I know we all have things to run to, but for the lender portal. So anyone can invite a borrower, sign up and invite borrowers for free. The cost at the loan officer level is $397 a year, which is $33 a month, about $1 a day, the price of a gas station cup of coffee. And you can also sign up directly in our dashboard under settings and billings for the loan officer premium product. If you want us to automate data trigger, like automatically notify for data triggers, thanks, Marquita, for the laugh. I love it. We also have arrangements where we lessen the price by setting up automated data triggers for brands. So it's a different pricing structure. That's why we're happy to demo to any enterprise level lenders who have the power to automate the data to loan officers. Any other questions?
No, gotta go. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Rodney. Thanks for joining. Thank you all for your time today. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
Bye-bye.